Good morning. Welcome to Celebration Circle.
Live online.
Once
Once again and still.
Since March the 25th, we've been online. So we're grateful that you're here with us today. And we want to welcome Greg Tamblyn here, all the way from Kansas City, Missouri, and sharing our wisdom. How's it there in Kansas City, Greg?
Beautiful. Gorgeous fall day. Perfect.
Yeah. Well, we're even having a little bit of fall here in San Antonio. So wherever you are, I hope it's perfect in every way for you today.
Yeah. And we hope that that you'll enjoy Greg as much as we have. Just a very wise and funny and warm speaker and musician. If Greg Tamblyn doesn't make you laugh, you better have somebody check your pulse. Because you may be dead. I'm just so looking forward to our time with you and with you online, whoever you are. May our words, our songs, our silences, our poems, our prayers serve you in remembering who you and we truly are, which is one.
We are one. So we invite you now to join us in our song, Come Celebrate. And we'll see you back here shortly, Greg. Thanks for being with us.
Okay, see you soon.
Come celebrate, gather together, come celebrate, one by one, come celebrate, now and forever, let us remember we are one. Come celebrate, join in the circle, come celebrate, side by side, come celebrate, now and forever, let us remember we are one. Celebrate, celebrate, come celebrate, 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 come celebrate, 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 come celebrate, 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 come celebrate, come celebrate, gather together, come celebrate, heart open wide, come celebrate, now and forever, let us remember we are one. We are one. We are one.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So as we come together to celebrate, we remember how blessed we are to walk on this earth, to give thanks for Mother Earth and all that she gives us. And we honor
including the ragweed?
Including the ragweed that's ragging on you.
Oh my goodness gracious, excuse me.
So we're going to invite you now to join us in honoring the four directions.
And all of creation.
And all of creation. As we begin, we'll turn and, if you're able, stand and turn and face into the four directions. If not, sitting, lying down, crawling, whatever works for you. Just please join us in invoking the four directions with, O great spirit, earth, sun, sky, and sea. You are inside and all around me. And we'll sing that once for each of the four directions. And then we'll sing it a fifth time for that divine within each one of us. So won't you begin as we physically turn and face to the east. We turn to the direction of the rising sun, of the new beginnings, of infinite possibilities. Turning to the east.
Oh, great spirit, earth, sun, sky, and sea, you are inside and all around me.
And then we turn and face south, the direction of the noonday sun, the direction of abundance and well-being.
Oh, great spirit, earth, sun, sky, and sea, you are inside and all around me.
And then we turn to the west. We open to the direction of the setting sun, of letting go of the past, of opening into the mystery of what comes next.
Oh, Great Spirit, earth, sun, sky, and sea, you are inside and all around me.
And then we face into the north, the direction of midnight, of the darkness, of the challenges always present. And then we face into that place that calls us to stand firm in this present moment.
Oh, Great Spirit, earth, sun, sky, and sea, you are inside and all around me.
And then we turn within. We turn into that realm of spirit, of the infinite now that is unfolding within us and all around us.
Oh, Great Spirit, earth, sun, sky, and sea, you are inside and all around me. O Great Spirit, O Holy One, O Holy Wonder, we call you by many different names, and we come from different ways of understanding who you are and how you are, if you are in our lives, but with a common longing to be ever more open and receptive to life, to love, to you, and to all of creation.
And we join with all of creation, with the two-leggeds, the four-leggeds, the winged ones, the ones that swim and crawl with rocks, trees, grasses, the seas, the skies, the oceans, the stars, with the universe, with all of life. We affirm our oneness. We affirm that we are one. Together, we are one. And once again, we are one. And as we join together to honor and nurture the sacred in ourselves, each other, and all of creation, we remember this time, this Rosh Hashanah, this renewal, this spiritual new year. And for this opportunity to remember, we say thank you, thank you,
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
And so it is. So today's poem is titled, We Have Come to Be Danced by Jewel Matheson. And, as a dancer, this one speaks so truly to my heart. We have come to be danced, not the pretty dance, not the pretty pick me dance, but the claw our way back into the belly of the sacred, sensual animal dance. The unhinged, unplugged cat is out of its box dance. The holding the precious moment in the palms of our hands and our feet dance. We have come to be danced, not the jiffy booby shake your booty for him dance, but the wring the sadness from our skin dance, blow the chip off our shoulder dance, slap the apology from our posture dance. We have come to be danced, not the monkey see, monkey do dance. 1, 2, dance like you. 1, 2, 3, dance like me dance, but the grave robber, the tomb stalker, the tearing scabs and scars open dance, the rub the rhythm raw against our souls dance. We have come to be danced. Not the nice, invisible, self-conscious shuffle, but the matted hair flying voodoo mama shaman shaken ancient bones dance. The strip us from our casings, return our wings, sharpen our claws and tongues dance. The shed dead cells and slip into the luminous skin of love dance. We have come to be danced. Not to hold our breath and wallow in the shallow end of the floor dance, but the meeting of the Trinity dance. The body, breath, and beat dance. The shout hallelujah from the top of our thighs dance. The Mother, may I? Yes, you may. Take 10 giant leaps dance. The ollie ollie oxen free, free, free dance. That everyone can come to our heaven dance. We have come to be danced, where the kingdoms collide in the cathedral of flesh, to burn back into the night, to burn back into the light, to unravel, to play, to fly, to pray, to root in skin sanctuary. We have come to be danced. We have come. Thank you, Jewel Matheson. So now I invite us to together take a time of communion, a time when, we often share breaking of bread, but this is a time of remembering through our breath, inviting you to join me in breathing together as we remember that we are all literally breathing in the same air. So let's take 4 deep, long communal breaths together. And as we inhale, I invite you to not just ingest the air, but to fully digest it, to take it in mindfully and fully. And I invite you, as we exhale together, to exhale all that is past, to release, let go of anything that no longer serves you, so that we can all come, each one of us, into this present moment more fully, right here, right now, who we truly are. So I'll ring the bowl on each one of the inhales, and we begin. Inhale. And again. And once more. Truly, we are one. For this, we say thank you. And so it is. So I want to welcome back Greg Tamblyn, who is a humorist, singer, songwriter, speaker of the truth, sweet soul. And again, welcoming him here to your home from Kansas City. Thank you.
Hey, everybody. Thank you, Seth. Thank you, Rudy. Good morning, celebrators of the circle. I'm looking right at the camera, but it doesn't look like it on camera. So if that bothers you, please forgive me. I don't know how to fix it. Anyway, it's great to be with you this morning. And with Zet and Rudy, who I don't get to see often enough. And wherever you are, thanks for being here. I want to share some thoughts with you about the sacred and the silly as pathways to the joy of now, of this moment, which is really one of the ways we celebrate and dance and breathe, is just to be in this moment. But here in the West, a lot of us, we're busy, and a lot of us kind of forget how important that is and how easy it is to just be present in the moment. So we're going to explore that a little bit with some humor. To get started, what I'd like to do is to go back about 800 years and halfway around the world. Ancient Persia, the great Sufi mystic poets that were writing then. Most of us know Rumi pretty well, and some of us are less familiar, a little bit familiar with Rumi's contemporary Hafez. So if you're not familiar with Hafez, I really encourage you to get a book of Hafez poetry and explore that, because Hafez is deep and profound like Rumi, but also frequently whimsical, which I just love. And 800 years ago, Hafez said this: what is the difference between your experience of existence and that of a saint? The saint knows that the spiritual pathway is a sublime chess game with God, and that the beloved has just made such a fantastic move that the saint is now tripping over joy, bursting out in laughter and saying, I surrender. Whereas, my dear, I'm afraid you still think you have 1,000 serious moves. So good, huh? I can relate to this really well. 30 years ago, life got really serious for me. Literally overnight, I got into a lot of trouble physically and mentally, emotionally, spiritually, about every way you can be in trauma. I was down there. It was a really dark black hole, a low point. Maybe you've had a low point. You know how it motivates you to get help and to figure out what happened. So I was looking at my life. I was trying to figure out what happened, how it got to be the way that it was, and come up with an excuse. So this is what I figured out. This is called just a little soul hanging out in space. Well, I was just a little soul hanging out in space, getting ready to come into the human race. And God came over and he said to me, well, kid, what you want to be? It's time for you to go get a life, but you don't have to have no struggle or strife. You can live a life of comfort and ease, worldly pleasures, do as you please. I can give you parents with lots of money, Southern California, bright and sunny, tall and handsome, a movie star, fancy parties, expensive cars, or maybe an athlete with rhythm, grace. You could do the Olympics, win every race, confidence just oozing from you, and the women, they're loved. But maybe you like to help those in low places, like a Peace Corps worker or Mother Teresa. When it's all said and done, being the Pope is a lot more fun. Or how about a yogi with magical powers? You could levitate for hours and hours and teach everybody to walk on hot coals, sell books and CDs by the truckloads. Well, what do you say, kid? You make the call. You can have any party. You can have it all. You just tell me what you want to be, and I'll give it to you. It's my guarantee, yeah. Well, I just stood there with my mouth open, Because, that's just what I've been hoping. But while I was deciding to choose which one, I thought, well, maybe I'll just have me some fun. Because me and God, see, we're pretty tight. And I know God likes a good joke, all right. So I figure I'll pull his leg for a while and see if I can't make the old boy smile. So I say, Father, oh mine, all that glory, to tell you the truth, sounds kind of boring. I want a life with some challenge to it. Something I gotta work to get through it. I don't want fame and easy success. I want to be shamed and easily depressed with various physical and mental afflictions. Might as well throw in multiple addictions. I don't need life to be a sweet dream. I want writer's block and low self-esteem, sensitive skin and food allergies. And when I get around girls, make me sneeze. Make me wish that I had more height. Give me claustrophobia, stage fright, prone to worry, riddled with doubt, thinking I'll never figure life out. Yeah, that's it, God. That's what I want to have. And I just shut up so you can laugh. Well, God looked at me with a puzzled brow, shook his head and just said, holy cow. For a minute he stood there, pulling his beard, and then he said, kid, you're pretty darn weird. And I know you're just playing the fool, but this time, kid, the joke's on you. And then he grinned at me and he yelled, Shazam! That's my story, and here I am. Okay, so maybe you can relate to that. Maybe some of you got here the same way. Will Rogers said, if you find yourself in a hole, the first thing is stop digging. And that's true. We have to have some awareness around what we think about all day because it does tend to show up. It does tend to manifest. But the good news about that is if we own that, if we take responsibility for our lives, then there's power there, right? There's hope there. Because if I'm the problem in my life, I'm also what? Now you're probably thinking the solution. Well, the answer is the problem in everyone else's life. There's a great little passage in the Gospel of Thomas, a little phrase I love. It says, if you bring forth that which is inside you, it will save you. Bring forth that which is inside you, it will save you. Well, that's really what we're going to be demonstrating today, how to bring it forth. So let me ask you this. Have you ever heard of an artist, a painter named Donald Roller Wilson? Wilson. You see that? Donald Roller Wilson. Yeah? Have you heard of him? No, I haven't either. But I read about him in the Airline magazine. That's where I cut this out. Donald Roller Wilson has an amazing niche as a painter, as an artist. It's very specific. All he paints are pictures of animals like dogs, cats, chimpanzees dressed up in clothes doing bizarre, funny things. Like there. See, this is a chimp, a little baby chimp dressed up in a crazy outfit playing with matches in a forest. You can see that they're dark, they're very detailed, they're very gothic, but at the same time, funny, whimsical. Well, there's a reason I cut this out, not just because I like that little picture. There's a quote here that Donald Roller Wilson has that I absolutely love. I'm going to read it to you. It says, it takes all the arrogance out of everything you do when you know that God is so much bigger than you are. And yet, everything you are and do and see is filled with God. The trees, the asphalt, the people fighting over Aquanet at Walmart. That sounds silly. But silliness is just as important as love, just as important as tragedy. You can make a profound intellectual statement just by basing your efforts on silliness. Well, I agree completely. I think it's really, really important. Some of you have probably seen a 20-year-old Robin Williams movie called Patch Adams about a clown doctor. Some of you may have even been lucky enough to see the real Patch Adams in person, give a talk. He's physically quite a bit different than Robin Williams. He's tall, skinny, kind of a beanpole type body, and long gray hair down to mid-thigh, usually half dyed blue or purple. And he is a clown doctor. He's a doctor who dresses like a clown every day. Patch has figured out that silliness, clowning, playfulness are the ways that he can inflict love and compassion on the world. So that's what he does every day. He's almost finished building the first silly hospital in the world. It's called the Gesundheit Institute. It's in West Virginia. You can Google it. You can go there. You can volunteer there. You can see it. Lots of people are waiting to practice at Gesundheit. Not because there's money involved. There's no money for anything at Gesundheit. No fee for services. Nobody gets paid. It's all volunteer, but it's fun. Patch makes it fun. So I've been around Patch a lot. I've seen this wave that he's created around the world. This is one person being silly in a profound way. I've seen the effect that he's having on healthcare, on wellness, on doctors and therapists and technicians around the world. One guy being silly in a profound way. It's quite amazing. I've been around him, as I said, quite a few times. And one of the things I've heard him say more than once is he feels like the world is wallowing in misery. And that one of the most radical things you can do is to have a good day. Well, that's not radical to us in Celebration Circle. We teach that. But let me ask you this. We all know that life is serious. If we forget that life is serious, we can turn on the TV news for a couple of minutes and we get reminded real fast how serious life is. But are you like me? Have you ever had the particular gift or talent of making life even more serious than it already is? Yeah, I'm an expert at this. I can forget everything I know in 10 seconds and revert. So I wrote a song about this for myself. You can see if this helps you, if this relates to your situation at all. It's called Writer's Block, the long-term positive and negative effects of worry. Here we go. I was worried about not writing any song. No words, no tunes, nothing for way too long. I was worried I'd never write again. Maybe there was no more ink in my pen. And I thought about that, and I began to feel ashamed. I was ashamed that I'd been worried about not writing. I've been through droughts before and come out fighting. It seemed like my worry was out of control, and I was ashamed about it down to my soul. And then it hit me what I was doing, and I started feeling guilty. I was guilty that I could let myself feel shame over something so insignificant as this writing game. I thought I'd released that stuff long ago, and I felt guilty that I had such a long way to go. And then I realized what I was doing, and I got embarrassed. I was embarrassed that my shame could make me feel guilty. All these negative thought patterns, man, it was silly. If someone could see inside my head, They'd give me a drug and put me to bed. Yeah, I was embarrassed. That made me mad. I was angry that I could be so immature. I was angry at me, down on myself for sure. And as my anger turned into resentment, I thought about what the long-term effects of that meant, and I knew what I was doing to my body, and I began to feel afraid. I was afraid of what I was doing to myself. All these negative emotions affecting my health. If body and mind are so interconnected, my shame, guilt, worry, and fear were making me infected. And I was afraid that I was becoming depressed. And as I began to sink into depression, the effect on my body and mind became an obsession. The outcome of this could not be in doubt, and that gave me something new to worry about. I knew that I might not be around for too long, so I wrote it all down and I had a new song. And when I thought about that, I was fine again. All right, pretty silly. But there's great joy in that. See, there's great joy in taking something limiting and bothersome, restrictive, and turning it down or inside out with humor. Reframing it with humor so it's not such a big deal anymore. Both of those songs were about reframing challenges with humor. And this is important so that once we've done that, once we've exploded them with humor, all of a sudden, these situations don't have control over me. I have control over them. Very empowering. And worry. Worry is the enemy of joy. Because if we're worried, are we in this moment? No, where are we? Well, we're in the past or the future, but we're not here. And the thing is, it's okay to look at the past and the future. Just don't stare. A lot of us get in the habit of staring. It's easy to do. We get a lot of encouragement from our culture to look at the past and the future, to get lost there, to hang out there, to stare. It's not healthy. I heard Mel Brooks talking about this on 60 Minutes one night, one Sunday night a few years ago. He was talking about how Socrates told us it's good to know thyself. He said, but I've learned it's way better to know thyself. Now thyself. He said, we need more people living in the now. We need more people living every day like it's our last day. Which is why I never have any clean clothes, because who wants to do laundry on the last day? I love that little joke. Well, silliness is a great way to stop staring at the past and the future and just come back to the moment. Playfulness, laughter, humor bring us back to now. Right to now. Every 4-year-old knows this. You knew it. We knew it. We all knew it when we were 4 years old. If you have 3, 4, 5-year-olds, little kids, you can go hang out with toddlers that you can hang out with. They will remind you how easy it is to be playful and how it brings us into this moment. Jesus said the kingdom of heaven is where? It's within. And to enter the kingdom of heaven, you must be like a child. So simple. But we forget. We're adults. We're grown-ups. We have important grown-up stuff to do here in the U.S. of stress. Or as a friend of mine likes to call it, the excited states of America. We're busy. We're multitasking. We have important grown-up stuff to do. So we forget how easy it is to come back to the moment. My bias about this is that all of these qualities that we come to God for, everything we come to God for, all the love, the healing, compassion, the beauty, the power, the comfort, the joy, the stillness, the grace, everything we come to God for is available every moment. It never goes away. God never takes a break. It's always here. But we forget because we're busy. We forget how easy it is to come back to the present and open that gift. Silliness is one way to just come back to the present. Now, I know we're busy. I know we have a lot of things going on. And it's a crazy time in our country and in our world. So people ask me all the time, they say, Greg, I am busy. I don't have a lot of free time to just go play with kids. What are some ways I can have fun? I can inject a little more humor, silliness. What are some easy things I can do? So I always answer, well, the easiest thing for me, the quickest, easiest way is to do what comedians do, which is basically not give a serious answer to any question that doesn't require it. And you'll find that this is true with about 95% of the questions you get asked. They don't require a serious answer, at least not at first. So this is something that's easy to practice. Give yourself permission to try. So people ask, okay, well, what's an easy way to start doing that? And I say, well, what's the most common question you get asked all day long? How you doing? How are you? And normally, what do we say? We say, fine. Good. Okay. Once in a while, we'll say terrific, great, whatever. Once in a while, we'll give an honest answer, and say, man, I'm really doing lousy, But most of the time, it's just automatic. Well, instead of that, because you get asked this question all day long, especially when we're circulating in public. Instead of that, what if we said something like, how you doing? Well, I'm still getting away with it. How you doing? Parts of me are excellent. How you doing? My tattoos are spreading. How you doing? Horizontally gifted, vertically challenged. How you doing? I'm diagonally parked in a parallel universe. How you doing? My lawyer said not to answer that. How you doing? You can see me? You see, there's a lot of ways to go with this. I have hundreds of answers for this question. And it's fun to have 2 or 3 of them in your back pocket and try it out and see which ones work for you. See which ones are the most fun in certain situations. If it's a person you don't know, if it's a person you know. And you'll find that sometimes you can really make magic happen with a simple thing like this. So here's a quick example. You know how when you get on the Southwest Airlines, you board in the galley. You board in the galley and you turn right to go down the aisle to your seat. This is the way you get on every Southwest Airlines flight. So before COVID, I was flying home from Florida, back here to KC. I got on the plane, and there was a lovely little gal there, flight attendant in the galley, welcoming me aboard, welcoming everybody aboard. And she said, "Hi, welcome to Southwest. How you doing?" And I said, "I'm hungry. Steak and lobster for lunch?" And she started laughing and she said, "Sure. How do you like your steak?" And I said, "Rare." And she said, "Well, that's good because any steak on this airline would be extremely rare." And we both cracked up and I said, "Well done." Well, I don't know how this made her feel, but I think it made her feel pretty good because every time she came down the aisle, we would connect, look at each other and smile. And we had this little thing going. And honestly, it changed my whole day. I was so jazzed that I had that funny little unrehearsed thing with her that I was just up all day long. And sometimes that'll happen. Sometimes you'll hit a home run like that. And sometimes you'll just completely bomb out. But the thing is, you're giving yourself permission to be playful. So, and it's such an easy thing to try. So just come up with 2 or 3 ways you want to answer that question. Use mine if you want and see what happens. Okay? All right. So silliness is a great way to now thyself. There are other ways. You know about Celebration Circle. You know about stillness and meditation and prayer and deep poetry. You know about service and gratitude and how these tend to bring us back into the now. So the other thing I just want to touch on very quickly is the experience of the sacred. And what I'm referring to here is the mystical connotation of this word sacred. Because one of the things I did when I got down in that black hole of despair, when I was so afraid I had ruined my brain and my life forever and I was never going to have a good day again, just a normal day, it was over. I was so scared. One of the things I did was I went back to reading mystics because I had gotten away from that for a few years, several years. And I rediscovered these accounts of the mystical experience of joining with God, of merging with God so completely, so totally, that all there is left is the experience of God. There's no little self, there's just a big self. No little soul hanging out in space, just a big soul. The mystics that write about this use amazingly similar language. The vocabulary is always words like rapture, ecstasy, nirvana, joy beyond description, ultimate bliss, cosmic consciousness, unity consciousness, God consciousness. The mystics that have achieved this state write about it in rapturous terms, and those that have been there for a while but then fallen back out, all they care about is getting back there. That's the only thing that's important to them because it's so transformative. Now, time-honored ways of achieving this state are singing, chanting, prayer, meditation. So what I'd like to do for just a couple of minutes is invite everybody to really participate by breathing deeply and giving yourself permission to just be here for a minute and listen to some very beautiful music, some very beautiful words. I didn't write the music, I didn't write the words, I just put them together. This is a prayer that I learned in China, and it's music by a friend of mine named Michael Stillwater, music to a chant that he has. We won't sing the chant, we'll just play the music. And in just a minute, I'll begin this prayer, but I want to invite you to breathe real slowly and deeply. I want to invite you to let your body relax completely and to listen with your heart and see what happens. Let all things be healthy. Let all things be peaceful. Be sure to count your blessings at least once a day. Forgive those who have hurt you and those who have offended you. But forgive yourself for what you have done and for that which you have failed to do. That which is done, there is no need to speak of. That which is past, there is no need to blame. Have self-control, self-knowledge, self-respect, and the courage to dare. Be tranquil. The light of intelligence will shine. And strive to make a spot where you stand beautiful. Then the beauty and harmony will follow you in all your days and in all your ways on this journey we call life. Let's take a nice big breath. Just come back to this moment. And while we're all connected, we're in this place of silence, presence, spirit, stillness. While we're all connected in this way, I think it would be good for me to pause and invite Rudy and Zed to come back for our sharing. And then if we have time, I assume we have time, I'll come back and do one final song in just a couple of minutes. So thanks for the gift of your attention. And Zed and Rudy, are you still there?
We are still here and we're still laughing.
Thanks for the gift of your intention.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's a pleasure to be with you. Pleasure to be reminded to know myself. Now myself.
Now
so
myself.
good.
Oh, beautiful.
So
Yeah.
how you doing, Greg?
You know, you can see me?
Thanks to the joys of the internet, we can see you.
Yeah. Thanks. Well, I'm doing great. You all have made this so easy and so fun, and I really, really am honored just to be with you. This is great. I look forward to the time we can do this together in person.
Amen.
You know,
Yes,
yeah. But now this has been terrific.
Yeah.
it has been.
Well, we're so thankful for you and thankful for all our many different blessings as we prepare for our time of love offering.
We're gonna
Feel our gratitude together.
Sing our gratitude together. So,
in all things give thanks. In all things give thanks. Thanks. In all things give thanks. In all things give thanks. In all things give thanks. Thanks. In all things give thanks. Give thanks for the gift of life. The one light shines through all of creation with hands and hearts open wide. We lift our voices in celebration. In all things give thanks. In all things give thanks. Thanks. In all things give thanks. In all things give thanks.
and so we hold our our donations to the Celebration Circle. We hold our love offerings in our hands and in our hearts. We place them consciously into this basket, knowing they support the work of the circle and allow us to continue to offer a creative approach to spirituality. We lift up the names and the situations in the prayer circle, holding each one in the light now and always. And so I invite you to make your donation on our Facebook page on Celebration Circle. There's a donate button on every page on our website. And you can also send your prayer circle requests into circle@celebrationcircle.org, and we will send those out to our prayer circle who hold everyone in consciousness. So we speak the words together. I give to you, O Spirit, as you have given to me, with heart wide open. Together, I give to you, O Spirit, as you have given to me, with heart wide open. And now we welcome back Greg with a great song. I shared this on our Around the Circle the video of this song that his friend did. It's great. So we'll be back in a moment. Here's Greg.
Okay, well, thanks again. So this is just want to preface this by saying it's about sharing. We're always sharing all the time. We're just not always conscious of it. So this is kind of a little science lesson about how we are indeed always sharing and probably more importantly, always connected. It's called all these atoms. You breathe out, I breathe in. We're sharing molecules again. Oxygen, hydrogen. Do you know where your atoms have been? Parts of me were once in you. Genghis Khan and Gandhi too. Jesus Christ and dinosaurs. Princess Di and Dinah Shore. All these atoms everywhere circle back so we can share. No escaping, yes, it's true. Parts of me were once in you. My whole body, smooth and hairy, is really very temporary. Every year a new epidermis. Maybe next year's will be firmer. There's some atom somewhere in Spain I could use back in my brain. They stay a while and then they leave, but they only fit what we can see. All these atoms here on Earth get recycled, death to birth, like some ever-changing brew. Parts of me are now in you. As hard as it might seem to be, parts of you were once a tree, once a fish in the primal soup. Something's dinner, something's poop. 15 billion years ago, the Big Bang was quite a show. all this time, and now here we are. Parts of you were once a star. All these atoms we've collected only mean that we're connected. Since we share what we're made of, don't you think that calls for love? So take a deep breath, share some atoms. It's not like you have any choice. We'll all be part of the Adams family. So there were these two Adams walking down the street. And the first Adam saw the second Adam and he said, "Hey, what's the matter? You look a little down." And the second Adam said, "Yeah, well, I lost an electron." And the first Adam said, "Oh man, are you sure?" And the second Adam said, "I'm positive." Okay, that's kind of a goofy joke, but you know what? I'm positive. I am positive that we can now ourselves and be silly and stay in this moment, and that God loves it when we do that. She told me. Thanks again. God bless.
I'm positive you're a very silly, sacred man and a very sacredly silly man. Thank you, Greg.
Thank you, Greg. So we lift up the gifts in the offering basket and the names and situations in the prayer circle, holding them all up into the light, knowing that all is well and all shall be well in all manner of things. For this, we say thank you. Thank you. So we're going to do maybe I should do all the announcements first.
I just want to say once again, Greg, thanks for hanging out in space with us. And we affirm together that we're going to get to do this in a physically non-distance way sometime soon.
Yes.
Absolutely, brother and sister. Really, really great to see you. Thanks for letting me be with you.
Thanks for being with us. And you can find out more about Greg at his website, gregtamblyn.com. So check that out and stay in touch with Greg through all of the amazing things that he does in his life and world. And I have a lot of announcements to make, actually, but they're really exciting things. So we put the Sacred Art of Altars online, and those are up, available for bidding. There's 55 of them from amazing, generous, creative souls. So they are up through Friday, October the 9th.
One of them is behind you.
One of them is behind us. This one is "Oh Say Can't You See" by Janis Joplin. It's all ceramic. These are sheep, ceramic sheep. There's a woman holding the fish. She even has her own mask. It's got "Oh Say Can."
No, don't do it.
It comes with a Lazy Susan, and it has "Water is Life," a long, slow fight to clean up our water, and then all these countries, third world countries. And then it has a copy of the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution of the United States on a chain attached here in a little holder. It says COVID-19 and "Oh Say Can't You See." Anyway, it's quite a magnificent piece. So that's one. I'm going to just show Betty Franklin's beautiful altar that is called "Be Still." That is an encaustic. That means hot wax that she has used on the background, and then applied gold leaf. And there's a bell that rings, and some Josh paper for your prayers, and a lotus flower. So they're all unique and in very specially individualized pieces of art. And every Friday night, we're going to be doing a Friday night highlights. So from 7 to 8 p.m., we'll be interviewing the artists. We'll be showing work. talking about their process and techniques and their thoughts and feelings. And that'll be on Facebook Live and YouTube channel. Also, this week we're initiating a Name the Artist contest. So Carl Franklin has taken some small detail shots of the altars, and we're going to post those. And you want to get the bracelets out?
Great.
We're going to post those, and in the bottom of the cabinet right there, you'll be able to win some of these beautiful African hand crocheted gemstone bracelets that we have. You can win one of those if you're the first person to identify the altar that the detail comes from. So these are just some samples of smoky quartz, and I forget what these are called, but there's different colors and gemstones available for you. So that's a contest. Also this week coming up is Chalk It Up. And this is a San Antonio, it's been happening for over a decade now in San Antonio, where artists and community groups chalk a mural on the downtown streets of San Antonio. This year, on October 10th, it'll only be at the libraries, but in this month happening now, community groups are, like the Circle, are doing their own murals in public places. So Wednesday, artist Tam Corbett, graphics designer and artist, is going to create a We Are One chalk mural, and is inviting all of you to come out and do your own handprint in chalk on the edge of the mural, and then we turn it in, and it gets posted on the Chalk It Up website. So that's sponsored by Art Pace here in San Antonio. So that is Friday. You can come chalk your hand between 5 and 7 p.m. And then next Sunday, Reverend Mary Earl will be here talking about Julian of Norwich. And You Have Grounded My Soul. And she is a very dear spiritual teacher and friend and author. So you'll want to be there for that. And then in October, our mandala workshop, Intention Mandala Workshop, is October 12th. So I know that's a lot of information to give you, but Carl is going to post it in the comments section. And you can always find out more. We always have it, Facebook events posted. So let's sing Love Is the Only Power together.
And
what?
We will remember that this is the autumn equinox. This is
this
time
week
of balance of light and dark. Yes, tonight, middle of the night. And so tomorrow is officially the first day of autumn. And when we wake up. So as we join in our closing circle, remembering that love isn't the only power, we feel ourselves connected to Greg, to each other, to all of creation. And remember, whatever the circumstance, whatever the situation, love is the only power. Love is the only power. Love is the only way. Love, 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 love. Watch our circle grow. Love is the only power. Love is the only way. Love, 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 love. Watch our circle grow.
holding our hands and our hearts together in the great big circle that is. We say thank you, thank you, thank you. And remember, we love you. We bless you. We see the light in you.
Go in peace.
So we're going to hang out here for a moment, just till Carl finishes all his postings. And again, I just want to say thank you, Greg. It was such a joy to have you with us and to laugh, to remember how important it is to laugh. And do you have all those answers written down somewhere? You need a book of answers to how are you doing. Oh,
can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can hear you.
Am I?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a book in the works that will have that plus some other stuff. But I tell you what I'll do. Sometime in the next week, I'll do some kind of a blog post with a lot of them.
Okay.
There's probably and like I said, there's hundreds. But yeah, sometime on my website, there's a humor blog link, and I'll do a blog post with a whole bunch of those how you doing answers.
I just got to know, how do you go about collecting answers to how are you? You just make a point of trying to think of a new answer every time, and then you seriously write down your silly answer? Or
So good question. So when I'm performing live, one of the things I do, in addition to a service, is I do, in addition to a concert, is I'm doing a laughter jam humor workshop. So one of the most fun parts of that workshop is when we get together in little groups of 3 or 4 and brainstorm answers to that question. Because the stuff that bubbles out of people's brains in that setting is hilarious. So in addition to the several dozen I've come up with, I have many more dozens of stuff that other people have come up with.
oh, cool.
I just take the cream of the crop because it's so fun. So
Yeah.
I'm glad you asked about it, because it really is an easy way to change your day.
It is indeed. And yeah, to try and think of a new one every time, that's a good challenge to.
Yeah, you don't have to. You just have to be ready. Just have a couple. Just have a couple that you want to play
No
with.
thinking about it. Just do it. Just feel it.
Just try them out.
It reminds me, I posted yesterday on our inspiration circle a quote from Mother Teresa, and she said something about, smile 5 times a day at someone, whether you know them or not, whether you like them or not, just smile at someone 5 times a day. And we can all use a lot of that, especially now because you can't see people's smiles. It's just their eyes. So you got to smile with your eyes now and make those really count.
I mean, that's a really good point, because you can see people, you can see their eyes when they're smiling. You can tell. Yeah, something else I've been trying lately for the last couple of weeks is just because, there's so much negativity. I'm calling 2 people a day that I haven't talked to for a while. And the first thing I say is, tell me 3 good things. That's all I want to hear is 3 good things. And we get to talking, and we always end up laughing because there's, 3 good things. You'll get there. And even if you don't crack up, you're smiling. You're hearing some good news, and you're connecting.
That's wonderful. I love that. 3 good things.
Yeah.
So, Greg, tell me 3 good things.
Well, my dog is ready to go for a walk, so we're going to go for a walk together. I am totally ready for the fall equinox. I love fall. And, I'm just about to launch 2 new books, so I'm really excited about that.
Ooh, great. Those are good things.
Yeah.
Good things. Yeah. Well, we appreciate you being here and sharing your words and wisdom and laughter with us. So,
and blessings on the launch of your 2 new books.
Yeah.
Look forward to reading them.
And
all right.
What's your dog's name?
Houdini.
Houdini.
Because he's a magic dog.
Yeah, she. She's an escape artist.
Oh, yeah.
But since it's a girl, I call her Houdini. I call her Deanie.
There you go.
But last week she climbed out. She saw me walking away from the car, and all the windows were up, so that she couldn't get out. But I forgot about the sunroof. She just climbed right out through the sunroof and was sitting at the top of the car, whining at me as I was walking away. I mean, she's really brilliant.
We had a dog. Well, it wasn't our dog. It was a neighborhood dog who one of the neighbors rescued it. One of the neighbors fed it, and it basically lived in our yard. And his name was Harry Houdini because he could not be contained anywhere. He would escape.
He could climb anything.
Yeah.
Over, under.
Probably the father of my dog.
Well, thanks. Have a great walk and a beautiful fall.
Absolutely. Great to see you guys. I can't wait to come give you a big hug.
That's right. We'll take it virtually.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you again for being with us. And we'll see you either Wednesday at Chalk It Up or Wednesday night meditation or with Angel Santiago.
Or Friday
night highlights about the altar show.
Multiple chances to hang out with your circle.
You can
community.
also be here next Sunday with Reverend Mary Earl. But we're looking forward to being with you again soon. Blessings.
Goodbye for
Bye.
now.